Hey folks, Cav here at the SIG SAUER Academy. Some of you might notice that your rounds are not quite impacting exactly where you want them to on the paper. We're going to talk to you about, in this short little segment, about adjusting your sights either the right or the left to make those rounds go exactly where you'd like them to. It's important to recognize that 90% of the time, if your rounds are not impacting exactly where you want them to go, it's typically the shooter. What I definitely recommend having you do is grabbing a friend who you know is a good, competent shooter, having them shoot that pistol to make sure that it is in fact the sights and not you. What I'm going to do is clear out my pistol, make sure it's completely clear. So I've got nothing inside, and I'm going to take off my slide. What I recommend before you start pushing sights is understand that your rear sight here is made of a lot thicker metal. It's a lot less likely to ding, dent, peen, and get destroyed. Whereas your front sight is very thin, very delicate, and if you're pushing those front sights, you're likely to push that blade, bend it, things like that. So what I'd recommend is doing all your adjustments from the rear if you possibly can. The key phrase is always memorizing, I want to move the rear sight in the direction I want the rounds to go. So if my rounds are impacting low, I would want to get a taller rear sight. If my rounds are impacting to the left, I would want to push my sight to the right. So keeping that in mind, I'm going to use one of the sight pushers you can get out anywhere out there at a website. Using this tool, pretty neat because we can take this to the range with us. We don't have to lock it down in a vise or anything. I would definitely recommend getting a tool like this. I could take it to the range. I can make my adjustments, put the gun back together, and shoot it to verify that it did in fact make the right adjustment. So all I do is slide my slide right inside of the tool here to align my rear sight with the pusher, lock that down so it doesn't move at all. Then from here, let's just say my rounds are impacting to the left, so I want to push my sights to the right. So all I do is make some quick little adjustments, make sure I'm making fine, minute, slight adjustments at a time. Another thing I'd recommend too is using a little lead pencil. I'll put one mark on the sight itself and then another mark on the slide, so as I'm pushing, I can see exactly how far I've moved. So I'm going to make some very fine, very minute adjustments here. I can see I moved it just a little bit. I'm going to remove my slide from the device here. I can then reinstall it back on the pistol, get back to the range and shoot it, and hopefully I've done exactly what I need to do to get good, solid, accurate rounds on target. If you want to get more in depth into how to push your sights properly, any of our pistol armor classes will satisfy that. To learn how to sign up for our classes, go to SIGSauerAcademy.com.